Good morning and welcome to this very special day, because today I'm here dropping off my car at the Tesla service center to be one of the first, if not the first, to receive the track package in Europe. Now, I didn't go for the full package with the wheels included because the tires that are mounted on those wheels, they are not road legal in Europe, so that will mean that I would have to put them in the trunk, drive to the track, mount them there, and then dismount them again and put on the original 21-inch to drive home again. And I'm also not somebody that will track the car every single day, but I do believe that the carbon ceramic brakes should have come by default on the Plaid, because the brakes are really underpowered for this car. Even if you're just driving on the Autobahn, for example, and you have a couple of short acceleration and brake cycles, you already feel the difference in the braking performance. So that is why I chose to buy these brakes and to upgrade it, because I do travel quite a bit through Germany. So right now I'm dropping the car off. Tesla is giving me a loaner because it's the first time they're installing it. They're estimating about 4 or 5 hours for the total install. So we'll see if I can get the car back today, yes or no. I hope so, but yeah, we'll see. Now let's take a final look at what the car looks like without the ceramic brakes. So we got the car back yesterday actually, but it was kind of late yesterday, and I wanted to do a couple of initial tests first before I wanted to do this initial review. Now, it looks awesome, especially with the red brake calipers, but you can get those as well on the performance, but those are like fake calipers, they're like caliper covers. But these ones are the real deal, and they are massive. It's also a very tight fit with the rim. You can barely fit your finger in between the rim and the caliper, so it's a really tight fit for the brakes. The 21-inch wheels are more than fine. You can also do 20-inch wheels, but you cannot mount them on the 19-inch wheels. So the winter tires will have to be a 20-inch or 21-inch set as well. So that is something to take into account, and that's one of the reasons why last winter I didn't buy any winter set yet. Now, as for brake feel, it is indeed quite a bit different from the regular brakes, and it's both good and bad, because what you get is a firmer brake pedal, but that makes you feel like the initial bite of the brake is not as good as with the standard brakes. But as soon as you press a little bit harder, oh man, there's quite a big difference in the braking performance for this car. And there's no squealing yet, at least. Some carbon ceramic brakes, they are known for squealing. Right now these ones are absolutely perfect and they don't make any noises, so that's good. The ride comfort, I can't say it is really that different. I do get the impression that some bumps are smoothed out a little bit better because of the lower weight of the carbon ceramic brakes, but I can't say 100% for sure because I didn't test them back to back on the same day with the same car, of course. But yeah, these are awesome, and I'm looking forward to testing out first of all the top speed, which I will go to Germany for probably next week, and also next week I'll probably on the same route go through the Nürburgring and take it to the track, because I always wanted to do that with the Plaid, but I never risked it with the standard brakes because I knew how bad they were, especially on the track and for repeated use. These ones, they're specially made for it, so of course we will have to test it. And now let's get back to the studio for a little bit more details. I always wanted to say that. So welcome back to the studio, and after that little trip outside, I actually did a couple more of those emergency brakes, like a dozen even, and there is a big difference to be noticed in the sense that after that first initial brake that you did, where I said before, it feels a bit squishy at first, but actually you quite quickly get used to that. It's just that you get a much firmer brake pedal feel, so you have to push harder on the pedal to get to that same performance at first. But when you really push hard, like in an emergency braking situation, then I noticed that with the regular brakes, the car was going into ABS rather quickly, actually. And I did the same tests a couple of days ago on exactly the same road with similar temperature conditions and everything. And now I noticed with the carbon ceramics, they just grip and they keep braking, and the ABS is not locking up as fast. You can still get it to go into ABS, but it's a lot more difficult. So you do get a lot more control during braking and a lot more continuous braking force instead of the on-off, which the ABS triggers. Now, these ceramic brakes are not your standard ceramic brakes. I mean, standard ceramic brakes are created from short carbon fibers that are just put randomly together, and then they are pressed into the disc shape by infusing them with some resin. And then they are baked, and it's a very lengthy process. These are PFC brakes with a patented technology by PFC, where they take one continuous carbon fiber and they wind it in the shape of the disc so that it actually becomes one continuous disc instead of different flakes of carbon fiber interwoven with each other. And they do that for multiple layers, of course, but the result is, as we know, carbon is a very good thermal conductive material. So because it's all connected in this way, the thermal conductivity is going to be a lot better, and the disc is going to be used as some kind of radiator to dissipate heat more efficiently. So these are really, really, really good brakes. Of course, they're also very, very expensive. Now, it took Tesla about 9 hours to install everything they needed to install. Of course, it takes a bit longer because they are actually doing this for the very first time. And as I mentioned, there are 37 of these kits that came to Europe, and I'm the only one, I'm the first one, I'm the only one in Belgium to be getting these. And they don't know when they will be getting another batch of these brakes. So for the foreseeable future, my car is quite unique in Belgium at this point. Now, why did it take them so long? Well, it's not just the brakes that they needed to replace. So you have the brake discs. You can see the front discs here, and then you have the rear discs. The front discs are 395 millimeters by 32 millimeters. The carbon fiber ones for the front are 410 millimeters by 40 millimeters. So quite a beefier braking system. For the rear, they are standard 365 millimeters by 28 millimeters. And also on the rear, they're quite a bit beefier with, again, 410 millimeters by 32 millimeters. So a lot more braking performance there just by the size of the brake. And then of course you have the material with the carbon fiber technology in there. Now next to that, they also had to remove the heat shield, which meant they had to remove the hub as well. They also had to remove the parking brake because that was different as well. And the calipers, of course, the front calipers are by default 4-piston calipers. They are now 6-piston calipers, and the rear ones were just 1-piston calipers. They are now 4-piston calipers in the rear for the carbon ceramic set. Next to that, of course, the brake lines have been removed and replaced with steel brake lines, so they are better for the heat. The braking fluid has been replaced completely, and even the wiring harness needed to be completely replaced for this braking set. Now that is of course a big change, and it's a lot more than they initially expected, so it took them over a day to do it. So if you will ever do this conversion, probably your car will be in for a day. Oh yeah, and before I forget, it also included a separate firmware update that they needed to install. So a while ago I received a firmware update that said, well, if you have the track package, you will have the 200 mile an hour or the 322 kilometers an hour top speed unlocked. But apparently that's not enough. They still need to install firmware updates specifically for the track package. So there you have it, my initial thoughts about the track package. Am I happy that I've done it? Yes, because even at Tesla, the people were saying the car should come as standard with these brakes. So Tesla should just charge another 10K additional for the Plaid, for example, and just chuck in the brakes. We like our speed and we go through Germany quite a bit on several road trips that I'm doing for my Aikido seminars. Or again, as this summer we are going to Slovenia, we're going travel through the entirety of Germany to get to that site. So yeah, I'm happy that I have them. My wallet is not so happy, or my bank account, of course. But yeah, I think I could definitely recommend them. Even for driving around town, they're still good. It's not like the old ceramic brakes where they had to be really warm to actually bite and give you good braking power. Here, it's just a different feeling that you have to get used to, but it's in the end, it's not that different from the regular brakes for driving around town. And you just have the additional high performance braking when you will take it to the track or through Germany on the Autobahn, which I will do in the coming weeks. I plan to take this car to the Nürburgring also to test it a little bit. I'm not a track driver myself, so I do have little experience with track driving, but maybe I can find somebody that actually helps me get the best performance out of this. I'm actually in contact already with somebody that can help me achieve this. So let's see if this person is available at that time, and you will hear more about it in due time. So yeah, lots of exciting things to look forward to. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that little bell icon so you don't miss out on the new videos. And for now, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.